The Preamble of the Constitution of India is a brief introductory statement that sets out the guiding purpose and principles of the document, and it indicates the source from which the document which derives its authority, meaning the people, the hopes and aspiration of the people as well as the ideals before our nation are described in the preamble in clear-cut words. It may be considered as the soul of Constitution. The preamble can be referred to as the preface, which highlights the entire Constitution. It was adopted on the 26th of November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly and came into effect on the 26th of January 1950. Historic background. It is based on the Objectives Resolution, which was drafted and moved in the Constituent Assembly by Jawaharlal Nehru on 13 December 1946. The preamble page, along with other pages of the original Constitution of India, was designed and decorated solely by renowned painter Bihar Ramanohar Sinha of Jabalpur, who was at Shantiniketan with Acharya Nandalal Bose at the time. Nandalal Bose endorsed Bihar Ramanohar Sinha's artwork without any alteration whatsoever. As such, the page bears Bihar Ramanohar Sinha's short signature Ram in Devanagari lower right corner. Dr. Ambedkar said, "It was, indeed, a way of life which recognizes liberty, equality and fraternity as the principles of life and which cannot be divorced from each other. Liberty cannot be divorced from equality, equality cannot be divorced from liberty. Nor can liberty and equality be divorced from fraternity. Without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of the few over the many. Equality without liberty would kill individual initiative. Without fraternity, liberty and equality could not become a natural course of things. That the preamble is not an integral part of the Indian Constitution was declared by the Supreme Court of India in Barabari case, therefore it is not enforceable in a court of law. However, Supreme Court of India has, in the Kesavananda case, overruled earlier decisions and recognized that the preamble may be used to interpret ambiguous areas of the Constitution where differing interpretations present themselves. In the 1995 case of Union Government versus LIC of India also, the Supreme Court has once again held that preamble is the integral part of the Constitution. As originally enacted, the preamble described the state as a sovereign democratic republic. In 1976, the 42nd Amendment changed this to read, Sovereign Socialist Secular Democratic Republic. Text of the Preamble. These are the opening words of the Preamble of the Indian Constitution. Enacting formula. The enacting words, we, the people of India, in our Constituent Assembly, hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution, signify the democratic principle that power is ultimately rested in the hands of the people. It also emphasizes that the Constitution is made by and for the Indian people and not given to them by any outside power. The phrase, we the people, emphasizes the concept of popular sovereignty as laid down by J.J. Rousseau. All the power emanates from the people and the political system will be accountable and responsible to the people. Sovereign. It means free from the control of any foreign power and internally has a free government which is directly elected by the people and makes laws that govern the people. She allies in peace and war. The popular sovereignty is also one of the basic structures of Constitution of India. Hence, citizens of India also enjoy sovereign power to elect the representatives through elections held for the parliament, state legislature and local bodies as well. People have supreme right to make decisions on internal as well as external matters. No external power can dictate the government of India. India's membership of the Commonwealth or of the United Nations does not impose any external limit on her sovereignty. The Commonwealth is a free association of sovereign nations. It is no longer British Commonwealth. India does not accept the British Queen as the head of state. The sovereignty empowers India to either acquire a foreign territory or cede a part of its territory in favor of a foreign state. Socialist. Even before the term was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the Constitution had a socialist content in the form of certain directive principles of state policy. The term socialist here means democratic. Socialism, i.e., achievement of socialistic goals through democratic, evolutionary and non-violent means. A mixed economy in which both public sector and private sector run together as two wheels of economic development. Secular. Secular means the relationship between the government and the people, which is determined according to constitution and law by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. The term secular was also incorporated in the Preamble. Secularism is the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. The government respects all religions. It does not uplift or degrade any particular religion. There is no such thing as a state religion for India. In S.R.I. versus UOI, the SC of India held a state which does not recognize any religion as the state religion. It treats all religions equally. Positively, Indian secularism guarantees equal freedom to all religion. It stands for the right to freedom of religion for all citizens. Explaining the meaning of secularism as adopted by India, Alexander Owics has written, "Secularism is a part of the basic of the Indian Constitution, and it means equal freedom and respect for all religions." Democratic. The first part of the preamble, "We, the people of India," and its last part, "Give to ourselves this Constitution," clearly indicate the democratic spirit involved even in the Constitution. India is a democracy. The people of India elect their governments at all levels by a system of universal adult franchise, popularly known as one man, one vote. Every citizen of India who is 18 years of age and above and not otherwise debarred by law is entitled to vote. Every citizen enjoys this right without any discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, color, sex, religious intolerance, or education. The word democratic not only refer to political but also to social and economic democracy. Republican, a republic form of government. The head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary monarch. This word denotes a government where no one holds a public power as proprietary right, as opposed to a monarchy, in which the head of state is appointed on hereditary basis for a lifetime or until he abdicates from the throne. A democratic republic is an entity in which the head of state is elected, directly or indirectly, for a fixed tenure. The President of India is elected by an electoral college for a term of 5 years. The post of the President of India is not hereditary. Every citizen of India is eligible to become the President of the country. The leader of the state is elected by the people. Liberty. The idea of liberty refers to the freedom on the activities of Indian nationals. This establishes that there are no unreasonable restrictions on Indian citizens in terms of what they think, their manner of expressions and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. This is found to be an important tool in ensuring democratic framework. All the citizens are secured with liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship through the fundamental rights which are justified in nature. However, liberty does not mean freedom to do anything, and it must be exercised within the constitutional limits. This is second provision. Equality. This envisages that no section of the society enjoys special privileges and individuals are provided with adequate opportunities without any discrimination. Again, there are 3 dimensions of equality: political, economic and civic. Fraternity. This refers to a feeling of brotherhood and a sense of belonging with the country among its people. It embraces psychological as well as territorial dimensions of national integration. It leaves no room for regionalism, communalism, casteism, etc., which hinders the unity of the state. The inclusion of the word fraternity is proposed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Amendability. It has been clarified by the Supreme Court of India that being a part of Constitution, the preamble can be subjected to constitutional amendments exercised under Article 368. However, the basic structure cannot be altered. 42nd Amendment. The preamble has been amended only once so far. On the 18th of December 1976, during the emergency in India, the Indira Gandhi government pushed through several changes in the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution. A committee under the chairmanship of Sardar Swaran Singh recommended that this amendment be enacted after being constituted to study the question of amending the Constitution in the light of past experience. Through this amendment, the words socialist and secular were added between the words sovereign and democratic, and the words unity of the nation were changed to unity and integrity of the nation.